the other side tonight. I thought our guys did a tremendous job on the defensive end. Very proud of what we were able to do. That team is very deliberate. That team knows exactly what they want to do. They're very precise in running their offense, and we were able to force 20 turnovers, and that just doesn't happen very often, I don't think, with that team. Their length in that zone is pretty impressive. But I thought our guys came out in the second half and did a nice job of adjusting, and we got some easy baskets.
How would you describe that zone that they come out with? I mean, was it something that you were anticipating?
Oh yeah, it's Syracuse plays the same, very similar zone. And the thing with Stanford, you look at their starting lineup and you look at their size, it's very well equipped to play a zone like that. There's no one under 6'3" in that starting lineup, and you got 3 guys 6'9" and above in that starting lineup, and they do a pretty good job of covering it. I think you try to simulate it in practice, but that length is hard to simulate, and a lot of times they were deflecting our passes. There were other times guys were wide open, but we had to lob it over their length so that we didn't turn it over, and by the time we got caught it wasn't there. So they did a good job of executing it. But again, I thought in the second half, our guys attacked it very, very well, and I thought that made a difference, along with our defense.
Is that what caused them to step back out into kind of the traditional 2-3?
They had to adjust to what we were doing, I felt. So they began to flatten out a lot more as opposed to having the 3 guys up.
How valuable is someone like DeJounte against a team like that, where he gets one little gap and it seems like he's at the rim?
Well, you know, he was tremendous against the zone. This is the best he's played in the zone all year. He did a very good job. He's very calculated. He was very, very efficient. Him, Andrew, and David Crisp all did a good job of penetrating and getting into gaps in the second half. Even Matisse Thybulle had a couple of good drives in there. Andrew, I thought, was very, very good. A lot of people didn't know he was playing kind of with a strained MCL before the game, and he couldn't practice yesterday. So he was a little limited, but he totally used his head, and he came out in that second half and was like a maestro. He was just getting guys easy baskets, fanning the ball all over, and he did a tremendous job.
Is that a concern?
No, he's fine. It was better. If you would have seen him yesterday, it might have been a concern. But he made so much progress. He'll be off tomorrow, and Monday he'll come back just as good as new.
And did he strain it in the last game?
Yeah, the big collision that he had there. But again, with a day off, he'll come back Monday, and I'm sure he'll be no problem.
Lorenzo, what is it about DeJounte's skills that allow him to be able to kind of slide and move and find those, get deep and get penetration in those openings? That are
just
there?
something, you know, he was born with some shiftiness, and there are not a lot of people that have that like that. There's a little bit of a crack. He can get through there, but I thought tonight he got through those cracks and was really, really under control. There were a couple of times when he didn't have a shot where he fanned the ball out to someone else. I just thought he was just really under control.
And is that
for
just
the most part?
I'm sorry, is that just a sign of additional maturity that he goes in there under control and not?
I don't think there's
recklessly?
any question. It's something that, you know, we've addressed, we've talked about. Now, you know, he's the type of player that if there's something he needs to get better at, he won't stop until he improves at it. And it's been on his mind, and tonight we probably don't win the game if he doesn't do that.
Coach, what does it say about your team when you got half your rotation going 2 for 23, and you still come out with a win? What does it say about you guys?
Well, this has happened before, and we didn't come out with a win. Fortunately, we were able to guard at a level where they shot 32% from the field. That made a difference, made a huge difference. But we talked earlier about being able to sustain your effort and being able to play through games where the ball doesn't go in the basket, and I thought tonight was a great example of that. But we've had a few other games. The last game, Cal, the ball didn't go in the basket. We came up a little short.
How key was that stretch when you're up 8, then they cut it to 4, and that's normally when you guys have played these tight games and just weren't able to separate in the past. But this time, you had that push and you kept that push.
Well, you'd like to think, because we've been in that situation so many times, that maybe we grew up a little bit tonight. They didn't storm all the way back and take the lead this time like has happened before. We knuckled down and got some stops, and that allowed us to then stretch out a little bit at the end of the game. But like I said, I would like to think that we've learned a little bit from those other situations.
Does this qualify as getting over the hump, or do you still feel like there's, in terms of kind of getting back to where you were
No,
early in the season?
This qualifies as progress. That's what I would say. The wins, the losses, the wins haven't shown. But I still feel like we are more of an efficient basketball team than we were 3 or 4 weeks ago. You would think that, well, then you should have more victories. Yeah, I would think that too. But I do think we are a more efficient team, offensively and defensively right now. That zone, we faced that zone a month ago, I think we'd have even more problems.
We'll talk about your defense a little bit. What was different tonight?
I thought we played good defense against Cal. And if you'd say what's different in the last, I just think we've improved our defense. And I think guys like David Chris and Dominic Green are coming off the bench, even though they haven't been able to put the ball in the basket. They're coming in playing defense and working hard. It just seems like you have 5 guys on the floor working together now. And that's why I say I think we're a better basketball team, even though we don't have the wins to show it.
You've always said that the effort's there defensively. Is it just they're starting to see things more
A
clearly?
little more of an understanding. The effort was there. Sometimes there was activity without achievement. There's more achievement now.
It was going 100%. You said you'd get them going the right direction eventually. So
You know, we're not over the hump, but progress.
What needs to improve to give you the best shot to beat Oregon State down there on Wednesday?
I really believe if we can continue to play the way that we're playing now, we turned the ball over too much tonight, but do that and begin to start to make shots. I don't mean in a zone where we're 12 of 13 from the three-point line or shooting 60%. We just start to make normal shots we're supposed to make. I think that could put us in a situation where we can finish really strong. But eventually, especially on the road, we're going to have to make shots.
Are the guys coming off the bench, are they realizing that they can still impact the game even if they go a combined 0-14?
I think tonight probably showed them that they could do that. We made sure that we let those guys know that they contributed in spite of not being able to knock the shots down.
Is Noah's leg still bothering him?
No.
Anything else, guys? Thank you.